You're watching the Fox 13 Sports Page.
Nearly 1,600 triathletes competed in the second annual Ironman St. George yesterday.
They came from 49 states, 36 countries, ranging ages from 18 to 72. It all started with a 2.4-mile swim early in the morning at Sand Hollow Reservoir. Cold water. Then they hopped on their bikes for a 112-mile ride from Hurricane to Washington, passing St. George and up the steep switchbacks north of Gunlock. The race ends with a 26.2-mile run along the Red Hills Parkway, steep climbing overlooking the city of St. George. Last year's winner, Michael Weiss, pulled out early in the race after suffering cramps on his bike. Matthias Hick from Switzerland won the race with a time of 8 hours, 32 minutes, and 6 seconds. Heather Wurtle of Canada was the top female winner for the second year in a row. The two winners made it look easy, but it was anything but that for many of the other contestants. Tried all they could just to finish the race, and some never made it to the end. Fox 13 Sports' Jared Bates was in St. George for the event. He now joins us in studio for the story of one triathlete's battle to get the starting line.
Yeah, Jeff, let me tell you, Karen Adelot was about 4 miles away from the finish line when time expired on the St. George Ironman, but her story isn't about those 4 miles she didn't complete. It's about the 136 miles she did finish, because she was the oldest woman in the triathlon and because she did it on a prosthetic leg.
There's small victories, and if you don't have a sense of humor when you lose your leg, you're dead in the water.
Karen had completed over 20 Ironman races dating back to 1989 and was in training when an uninsured driver cut her down while she was biking.
We think what happened is she flipped me because she dragged me at least a couple of car lengths, and I had an explosive break in my ankle.
One of her first thoughts after the accident was getting back to her training.
I said, now you've got to do this right, because I'm a triathlete, and you actually said you were a triathlete.
But Karen refused to accept that. She underwent a series of grueling surgeries, but her shattered ankle continued to deteriorate. Eventually, she decided there was only one course of action left.
So I convinced this great doctor that he was going to have to give up and amputate my leg. And by then I had done some research, so I knew what, if I worked hard and stuck with it, I knew that I had a chance to get back on to ride my bike and hopefully even run. And if I couldn't run, I was going to learn how to walk fast.
But before she could run or even walk fast, Karen had to relearn how to do much more basic things that most people take for granted.
I get frustrated trying to put on a pair of jeans because I can't point my toe. And I have to sit down and pull my jeans on, and I don't like to do that. I like to, you know, keep going.
No matter how many challenges she faced after losing her leg, Karen always managed to keep a positive attitude.
I feel like I'm really lucky, to be quite honest. You know, I didn't hurt my head, which could have happened with that kind of an accident. I still have a knee. It could be a lot worse. So I don't think of it as anything other than I got the chance to go back and do what I love doing.
And because she got to continue doing what she loves, Karen says she feels a sense of duty to encourage others to overcome their adversity.
I hope it's inspirational to people who need to get up and do what they can do. And when I've had a chance to talk in front of people, it's really to talk about just start. You'd be amazed at what you can do if you put your mind to it. And, you know, as an example of that, yeah, I think I feel a responsibility to do that. I hope. It would be wonderful. You know, if you change one person's life for the better, you've made a big difference.
Now, for the record, Karen is 65 years old, and she says that just getting back into competition isn't enough. She says her dream is get back to the Ironman World Championships in Hawaii as a physically challenged athlete. Live in the studio, Jared Bates for the Fox 13 Sports Page.